Vicki and Zack fell into bed together earlier this year, as he provided her with comfort amid teen incel Joel Marshall's, Max Murray, trial for brutally attacking her. Despite their obvious feelings for one another, Vicki later got engaged to her long-term partner Ross Marshall, Alex Walkinshaw, swearing to Zack that their fling was a lapse in judgment. However, with Zack having moved back into his sister Sharon Watts' Letitia Dean place with Vicki and Ross, the pair have been having a hard time keeping a lid on their chemistry, which bubbles over next week as Vicki's relationship with Ross hits another bump in the road. As the day of their respective stag and hen dose arrives, the couple are at loggerheads as Ross has heard that his son Joel will soon be sentenced for attacking Vicki. The news immediately triggers Vicki, who starts worrying about what this will mean for her. Particularly the matter of where Joel will live when he eventually gets out, explains actress Alice Haig, who plays Vicki. Ross and Vicki then quickly realize they're not on the same page, and head off to their parties feeling incredibly conflicted. Things get more complicated when Kim Fox, Tamika Empson, asks Zack to step in as the stripper for Vicki's 60s fancy dress-themed hen. Already knowing that Vicki and Zack previously kissed, her Aunt Kathy Beale, Jillian Tailforth, tries to stop her niece from making another mistake by setting off the fire alarm, but it has little impact as Vicki and Zack sneak off and share a passionate kiss. Alice reveals, it's a tough moment for Vicki because she does care about Zack, but she also feels deeply let down by Ross. That mix pushes her into something she immediately regrets. She does have feelings for Zack, but they're tangled up in her hurt. The attraction is there, but the connection is really driven by feeling overlooked and unsupported by the person she's meant to be building a future with. While it may be a moment of madness, unfortunately for Vicki and Zack, their embrace has been secretly recorded. The following day, Zack is deflated when Vicki insists there can be nothing between them and turns to Sam Mitchell, Kim Metcalf, for some words of advice, leaving him determined to move on. Meanwhile, Vicki is buoyed when Ross confirms he will find alternative living arrangements for Joel upon his release. However, she is later horrified when she receives an anonymous blackmail text with an image of her and Zack kissing. She's totally panicked because she's only just decided that whatever mistakes she made, whatever chemistry there is with Zack, Ross is the person she wants, Alice says. He's the man she should marry. And it's right at that precise moment, when she finally knows where her heart is, that the text arrives. Vicki immediately sets about trying to find their blackmailer, and first believes her long-standing enemy Zoe Slater, Michelle Ryan, is responsible. But a later comment from Ian Beale, Adam Woodyard, soon gives her a new suspect. An innocent Ian is blindsided by both the accusation and the discovery of Vicki and Zack's affair, and encourages her to come clean to Ross. And when she then receives another text demanding £20,000 from the blackmailer in return for their silence, Vicki realizes she's out of options. Alice says, she decides she's going to come clean, and in truth that would have been the better choice. If she'd told Ross then and there would have been no secrets between them, and maybe they could have worked through it together. While the revelation threatens to blow Vicki and Ross apart forever, Alice is still holding out hope that they can make it through her betrayal though. I think Ross and Vicki are genuinely made for each other. There's so much mutual love there. Vicki does find Zack irresistible. In the ever-turbulent world of EastEnders, secrets rarely stay buried for long, and when they surface they tend to explode in the most unexpected ways. This time, the spotlight falls on Vicki Fowler and Zack Hudson, whose stolen moment of passion threatens to ignite a full-blown disaster in Albert Square. It begins quietly, almost innocently. A late evening, the hum of the square settling into uneasy calm, and two people drawn together by a mix of vulnerability and unresolved tension. Vicki, carrying the weight of her past and the expectations tied to her family name, finds herself at a crossroads. Zack, meanwhile, is no stranger to emotional chaos, his life a patchwork of impulsive decisions and heartfelt regrets. Their connection isn't planned, it never is. A conversation lingers too long, a glance holds just a second more than it should, and before either of them can fully process what's happening, they're caught in a moment that feels both inevitable and forbidden. It's not just passion. It's escape, confusion, and perhaps even a search for something real in a place where truth is often hard to find. But in Walford, privacy is a luxury no one can afford. The moment is shattered when they are seen, caught in a passionate embrace that neither can explain away. The fallout is immediate and electric. Whispers spread like wildfire, turning into accusations, betrayals, and heartbreak within hours. For Vicki, the consequences are particularly severe. Her actions don't just affect her. They ripple through her family, threatening to reopen old wounds that never fully healed. Zack, too, finds himself facing the storm. Known for his complicated past, this revelation only deepens the doubts others have about him. Is this just another reckless mistake? Or is there something genuine beneath the chaos? Even he seems unsure, torn between defending what happened and questioning why it happened at all. As tensions rise, alliances begin to shift. Friends become critics, and those closest to Vicki and Zack are forced to choose sides. Emotional confrontations erupt across the square, each one peeling back another layer of truth and deception. The question on everyone's lips isn't just what happened, but why. Was it love? A fleeting lapse in judgment? Or the beginning of something far more complicated? In classic EastEnders fashion, the storyline promises not just drama, but emotional depth. It explores the fragile line between right and wrong, and how quickly lives can unravel when that line is crossed. For Vicki and Zack, the embrace may have lasted only moments, but its consequences could echo for weeks to come. And as the dust begins to settle, one thing is certain. In Albert Square, no secret stays hidden forever, and some moments change everything. But ultimately, I think Ross is the person she truly belongs with, she adds. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to EastEnders Spoilers Official.